In the year 1576, a horse did something no animal should survive doing. And it changed everything. The Battle of Haldighati was not like other battles. Maharana Pratap of Muir stood against the Mughal Empire, against armies 10 times his size, against the weight of an empire that had already swallowed most of Bharat. This was not a battle he could afford to lose. This was the moment his kingdom would either rise or vanish into history. He knew it. His generals knew it. And somehow, his horse knew it too. Chetak was no ordinary horse. He was a Marwari, that magnificent breed born in the deserts of Rajasthan, with ears that curve backward like petals, with a spirit that understands loyalty before it understands fear. For years, Maharana Pratap and Chetak had moved as one, being two warriors sharing the same heartbeat. The Maharana had raised this horse from a foal. He had whispered secrets into those curved ears. He had ridden through victories and defeats. They were not master and animal. They were brothers separated by species alone. As the two armies stood facing each other on that June morning in the valley of Haldighati, Maharana Pratap sat upon Chetak's back. Around them, the dust rose. The drums thundered. Thousands of soldiers prepared to charge. And the Maharana's hand moved down to touch Chetak's neck, not as a command, but as a prayer. The battle exploded into chaos. Swords met steel. Arrows fell like rain. The Maharana fought with the fury of a man defending his home, his family, his ancestors. He had no choice but to be victorious. Yet the Mughal forces, led by the great General Man Singh, surrounded him like wolves around a deer. His bodyguards fell one by one. His ammunition ran low. The Maharana took arrow after arrow, wound after wound. Blood soaked through his armor. Pain screamed through his body. But he would not retreat. He would not surrender. Then came the moment when surrender became not a choice but a necessity. The Maharana was dying in his own saddle. His enemies closed in. There was no escape. There was no hope. And in that moment, Chetak felt what his master needed, not command, but understanding. The horse reared up with a strength born not from muscle but from pure will. He broke through the circle of soldiers. He galloped toward the distant river, carrying his wounded master away from certain death. Enemies pursued them. Arrows followed them. The river ahead was wide, impossibly wide. A normal horse would stop. A living creature would refuse. But Chetak was more than alive. He was loyal. He was love in motion. He gathered himself. He leaped. In that single moment of flight, horse and rider were suspended between earth and survival. The leap was impossible. Yet it happened. Chetak landed on the other bank. The Maharana was alive. But Chetak's body, pierced by arrows, drained by effort, could not continue. The horse that saved everything was dying. Maharana Pratap fell from the saddle and cradled Chetak's head in his hands. He wept. Not as a warrior, as a man who had just watched his brother take his last breath. The stories say that Pratap never fully recovered from that moment. He continued his resistance against the Mughals for years to come, fighting, strategizing, gathering strength. But the joy left his eyes. Chetak became immortal not as a horse, but as a legend. In Udaipur, a statue stands today of Chetak rearing up, forever captured in that moment of impossible loyalty. Children pass by it. They ask their parents who this horse was. And the parents smile, because they know that some stories are too important to forget. We live in a time when loyalty seems like a luxury. When convenience trumps commitment. When relationships are transactions. But Chetak reminds us of something ancient and true, that loyalty is not about advantage. It is about seeing another soul in trouble and choosing, without hesitation, to give everything. Maharana Pratap was a king fighting for his kingdom. But what Chetak gave him was something no throne could provide. The knowledge that he was not alone. That someone loved him enough to leap across impossible distances. That is the real victory of Haldighati. Not that the Maharana survived that day, but that he learned what it truly means to be loved. In our world of screens and distance, perhaps we have forgotten this lesson. Perhaps we need to remember that the deepest bonds are the ones where we give without counting the cost. If this story of impossible loyalty moved your heart, subscribe to our channel. We have more tales of Bharat, stories of warriors, sages, and heroes who teach us what it means to be truly human. Join us on this journey through time.